Alright, hello YouTube, this is Ahoy. So, this week's tutorial is how to manage the low end on a dense mix. I have a mix from a band called True Arteries, and thanks to Corey that I was allowed to use these files. And let's hear a short clip of the mix. Okay, so that was the mix. The only thing that I changed from the version that is on their CD is that I pitch changed the vocals down just a bit, and I added these two harmonies. And let's see what we have down there. This song has a total of 2 guitars, 1 bass. These are the DI tracks, but I disabled them because I reamped the guitars through my amplifier. Then there's the drums that are MIDI, and then there's the vocals and synths. Synths are high passed at 800. Let's listen what we have here. So this is the synth bus. As we can hear, there is stuff below that, but let's see how low we can go until we start to hear it. So it's below 350 Hz, but I wanted this mix to have a huge low end, and I could not get that if I have stuff blocking my low end, so I just demolished the low end. That's why I have like as little stuff in the low end as possible. Then I have the bass here. Let's listen to that. Here's the low end of the bass. And here is the distortion part. Again, the distorted part is high passed at 1K, because when we combine it with the clean one, it sounds like this. And without the distortion. So it brings out the clarity of the playing. It's mixed really low. It's like -13 when the low end is at 0. So it's basically just barely there, but it's still very necessary to hear what the bass is playing when it comes to the big picture. Here's the kick. And let's see with the bass. Since they are really tightly edited together, it doesn't really matter if they are colliding here. But if they were not, it might be a problem. So you would have to carve a hole here on the kick or on the bass, and then boost 1 above. And as we can see, the low end on the kick has about 20 dB difference at 16 Hz. So I have a high pass filter there at 70 Hz. So it's okay. And then I have carved the low mids just a bit. The vocals, let's check them out.
Just will come back to All you do is pull me down to the waves I can hardly breathe. You're suffocating me.
So once again, nothing on the low end, and the dense mix will work better. Then the guitars. Now here is something that many people don't agree with me, and here is the channels. I have boosted there, but that doesn't matter now. But the bigger part that people most likely won't agree with me is the guitar bus. I have the high pass filter at 300 Hz. Well, why is that? Let's listen to the guitars in solo. Let's take the high pass filter first off. And listen to the part with palm mutes. And let's turn back on the high pass filter. Okay, so then you ask, well, why don't you just high pass it at 100 or 50 or 80 or whatever, 150? Well, the problem is that this mix is really dense. So let's listen to it again, like this, and I'll just turn the high pass filter off, and you'll hear what is the difference when it comes to the low end. First on, and now off. And let's listen to it again, all the way off. And all the way off. Well, what is happening here is that the low end focus shifts away from the bass guitar to the guitars. And that is what I don't want. Let's do it like so, that I'll turn on the high pass filter and I'll sweep it back down to 30 Hz, and then I slowly raise it up, and I'll stop where I think the low end focus shifts from the guitars to the bass. So at about 250 Hz, the low end focus starts to shift from the guitars to the bass. Let's listen to it. What I want is a massive low end, and the thing is that if I have only one thing at the low end, it will become massive. But if I have 4 instruments there, like 2 guitars, synths, and the bass, we have to compensate the volume so it becomes smaller and it can actually destroy itself. So let's put it back to 300 and listen to just how the bass reacts when it goes to the chorus part. And let's try it again, but without the high pass filter. it doesn't strike as much. So when it comes to the low end, keep it clean as possible if you want it to be huge, because this song is really tightly edited with the drums and bass and guitars. But if you're a bit more looser player, you might want to have something in the low end. Okay, hope this tutorial helped you a bit, and thank you for watching and make good music.